accessibility is often framed as welfare. Why should India start seeing it as core economic infrastructure?
Yes, just now I gave a talk on the session of last mile connectivity, because social welfare and schemes are all about implementing it in the last mile, to the reaching to the nook and corner of the country, to the underprivileged, and to those who are not deserving, and to the undeserved, and in an equitable manner. So it is all about delivering it to the last mile. So what we have seen that it was difficult to, we have lot of social welfare schemes and program, but then delivery is the biggest challenge. So now if we leverage the digital technologies to go to the last mile, so that maybe we can take the help of the Aadhaar based identification system and applications and software, so that the entitlements and the beneficiaries and the targeted groups are properly delivered the social schemes and programs. So likewise we are able to access them in a more targeted manner with the help of the technology, because technology is very precise in its application. It will use biometrics, it will use all kind of identifications, and also it is very much transparent and accountable.
Okay, so as you mentioned that digital technologies and in public schemes and programs, so we usually take data for designing scheme or implementing the programs and schemes in public sector. So my next question is, data can reveal injustice and it also can polarize. So how do you balance evidence with empathy in sensitive social debates?
Yes. Data is really the key, because these are all the data crunching technologies. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, robotics, what are they? They are all based on data. So therefore data governance becomes the key, and data should be data should be validated, it should be integral, it should be accountable, it should be transparent. All these kind of characteristics form the very crucial part of the data governance. So if we want that that our delivery should be very focused, and it reaches that right targeted group, and there should not be any leakages, and there should not be only target of the social welfare schemes and programs. Then we have to see that the data which we have, the database which we have from where the applications are pulling out the data for their implementation, is very well maintained. It is very much fair, and it is very much transparent. And for that we have to keep on checking our data governance policies, and we have to see that it is very widely represented. It includes the data not only just from one group, but from the diverse groups, and it is very inclusive in its approach, and it is very equitable. So these are the various principles and practices that we follow in government, that we keep on updating our data, because every second we are generating so much of data while we are implementing these digital tools and mechanisms to implement the social programs. So all these data which is being generated through various sources, maybe through satellite imagery, through earth observation, through geospatial satellites, through mobile data, all these data they put together, and when they are matched with each other, then they are correlated, and then they are become transparent, and they are made more accountable, responsible. So likewise the database is every time it is evolving.
Just a follow-up question on this. So there is also a digital divide amongst the people working in public sector, or the skill gap when they are working with data. So how do you see this, as a challenge or an opportunity in upcoming days?
Yes, this is a big challenge. Digital divide is a big challenge, and the government is very much aware of it, and they have floated various programs, capacity building programs, and also to generate the awareness and training programs, especially in the field, which are especially among the marginalized group, like for example the weaker sections of society, like older people, the past generation people, and also the women because they are not very well versed in applying these tools, and they are not very well versed in using, and not very much aware about the consequences, and what are the apprehensions which this digital technology brings with itself. So therefore data about the awareness trainings and capability building and capacity building exercises of the various government programs are constantly running, and parallelly they are being run, so that they are being made aware about that they don't have to click every link, and they have been aware about the malware, they have been made aware about the phishing links, and about so much of social engineering which these bad guys are contacting because of this kind of digital infrastructure which is created. So yes, digital divide is being bridged. There are schemes of the government to bridge this digital divide, and it is a constant ongoing process.
Okay, so ma'am, in social welfare sector, what is more tough, innovating responsibly, or implementing it ethically?
No, I will say that both of them are very important. We cannot just choose one over the other. First of all, that we have to design the schemes very well. For that, again, we need some data, and government is leveraging the data in the form of surveys. Initially, we were just going to door survey, and the variables that we were collecting the data, they were very less. But now we are collecting so many data, so many variables, and like 60 to 70 variables for one particular domain, and then we are trying to correlate all these together, and the collection, classification, categorization, and correlation with each other, all of that has become very easy with all the AI applications. So the things have become very easy in designing, and the government is becoming more and more informed about the needs and preferences of a program. So many programs are there which has already reached its life of saturation, so they are being dropped by the government, and so many other schemes in that place, the schemes are being created and designed so as to suit the current environment. And so designing is also very important, but we should be also mindful that delivery of it is also a biggest challenge. Implementation and execution always remains a challenge. Policy making is also equally important, but delivery and implementation, execution is always very important, and it is very challenging, and the government is using the AI tools and devices so as to deliver it to the last mile, and also to see that it goes to the right targeted group. And also government then, after the delivery of this social scheme and program, they also measure the social impact assessment, that whatever the schemes that they have formed, what kind of impact they have over the period of time, in the period of 5 years, 11 years, evaluation, analysis of those programs.